hopeMORE family. I hope your year has started in a really, really good place. So I wanted to say happy first Wednesday of 2023. Happy Hope Day, because we don't do no humps around here. Yes, I'm liking this music. It's making me feel real cool. Now, I'm just dropping in to say hello, but if you don't mind sharing this video with your group or on your page, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're on Facebook, please like my page. And if you're on YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you'll know when I'm coming on. Happy New Year! So, listen, there's a lot going on in this new year, as always, right? And some of the things I'm not really at liberty to share in this particular moment, but some of the things I am going to share. And one of those things is the fact that I am not doing any resolutions this year. I love resolutions, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like an enemy of them, but I don't know, just felt a little bit different going into this new year. I was like, you know what? So much of my fourth quarter was like, God, give me everything you have for me, that going into this new year, I didn't really have this whole like, oh, I'm going to do this and do that. And I found an article that really, really sort of hit the needle on the head, if you would. And I wanted to go over some of it. Oh, someone's calling me. I am doing my show. So literally, oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna ignore that ringing. And I wanted to take you through. You know what? It's not gonna steal my shine. Or maybe it will. Will you stop ringing? Oh my goodness. Now it's probably gonna call this number. You know what? I'm almost feeling like starting over again because I feel like all my numbers are about to be called. But I wanted you guys to check out this particular article that I thought was really, really interesting. And it was dealing with saying no to New Year's resolutions. And so I'm going to bring it on a little bit, and hopefully that'll help in a short discussion. But it just talks about, like, saying no to resolutions help because maybe, number one, our resolution is always something we should be doing. It's something that's contrived, sometimes half-hearted, like, oh, or it's like me, it's the same resolutions every year, so you may get like a little bored of it, or you're goal setting without giving enough thought or to your goal or proper planning. So you're just throwing things out there, and our words are important, and we should be very serious and about what those resolutions are, but it also can fail often because it's always acting as if the new year is definitely a fresh start. I say you could do a fresh start in March. You could do a fresh start in October. So unless you have your mind right, it's not a fresh start just because it became January 1st. But here's something that I'm encouraging you to consider this year, even if you do resolutions, is to consider doing a theme. Yes, a theme. Like, okay, so what is a theme? A theme is a word or a phrase that's intentionally set to guide you throughout the year ahead. They're set in areas where you would like to grow, maybe, and develop. Also, the themes may be places that you are lacking or wanting some desired growth. So, but in setting a theme, it takes account of the goals that you like to achieve during the year, and your theme can help you achieve those goals without sort of like just this, beating yourself up about it if you're not able to accomplish. So this theme, if set properly, can be a really cool guide. How many of you guys have a theme for 2023? It could be a big guide for your big decisions. And if you need a reset, like a lot of us may benefit from, you can go back to your theme to sort of remind yourself. I know in 2020, my theme at the beginning was clear vision. I even preached several sermons on clear vision. And what part of the sermon I preached came to mean so much more, that people think, oh, clear vision, oh, things are going to be great. No, when you have 2020 vision, when you have clear vision, you see everything, even the bad parts. It's not with rosy colored glasses. And so I felt 2020 was be an opportunity to see clearly, but understand that everything I see may not be something I like. And sure enough, the pandemic and a number of things happened where we really got to see the best and the worst of us, the things that we become so attached to on a daily basis that without it, we felt lost. Many people, their relationships that didn't, you know, didn't stand the test of time because they got to see stuff they didn't get to see, or now they had opportunity to just really observe, and some of those things sort of like shook out differently. So themes are really, really great to note, like, okay, in this year, what is the thing that's going to make what is the theme that I'm really feeling in this transition that I can think back on, and it'll help sort of like encapsulate the moment. I would suggest you always do it in prayer, but this is for you. It's more flexible and forgiving than a resolution. um when things don't go as planned, it helps remind you, like, okay, I said 2020, but I remember that I also see things I don't like. So if this thing didn't work out, this relationship didn't work out, this whatever, you know what, that's in that theme, 2020. And it also can make you think about the steps it takes to actually achieve a really big goal. So here's my theme: Seeing You, See Me 2023. Now, that's more of a catchphrase than a theme, but Seeing You, Seeing Me 2023. Now, if you would imagine that, similar to 2020, this is about a reflection. This is about perspective. And even though I'm observing someone else observe me, my seeing me, you being the operative God you, that I want to see myself this year more than ever like God sees me. So I'm seeing him looking at me, and I want to look at me through the eyes of God. The disappointments, the victories, I want to see God in seeing me. Now, that also has a horizontal relationship because many times we don't know how people really see us, or we may assume things versus having questions, versus like saying, what do you think, in my life I can do better? When you think of me, what do you think of? And so even the Hope More show in the beginning of this year is doing a little tooling, and we're going to be surveying our Hope More family and those who may not even consider themselves subscribers to tell me, like, what do you think about the Hope More show? What things can we do better? What things are really working? What subjects or topics are you interested in? And many don't know that Hope More is actually the flagship show of Hope More Innovations Media Cube. That's Hope More Innovations Media Cube is our first offering. So other things that this year we want to explore is a law show, to look at also doing some type of sketch comedy, as well as maybe drama. Who knows what the Lord has? So Hope More itself, the brand, is our flagship show, but it also is the beginning of much more to come. And it's Media Cubed, Hope More Innovations Media Cube, because Media Cube is Media Missions Ministry. So those things all go behind that. So I don't want to be afraid this year of actually seeing how people see me. Jesus asked, and he was the ultimate, right? He was the ultimate as far as perfection. He asked the disciples, who do men say that I am? So if Jesus can ask, knowing everything, if you can ask his disciples, who do men say that I am? What's wrong with asking your coworker, your friends, and if you're gutsy, your enemies, who do people say that I am? What do you think I am? Even, you know what, sometimes asking ex boyfriends and girlfriends, like, when you were with me, what did you see? How did you, experience me? Especially if you're still friends, but just to have a realistic sense of what your strengths are and your weaknesses, so that you can have a realistic sense of where you are, so I know where I'm growing from, and I don't have some unrealistic expectation of who I might be, or could be considering to be. So we're doing it for the Hope More show. I'm doing it for myself. Also, a part of me this year And it feels so selfish to say, but I'm also loving me in 2023. I want to be a better friend. I feel if I saw God looking at me and looking at how he sees me, I would be a better friend. I'm a better friend to a lot of people than I am to me. So, in doing that, I'm also going to really work hard on not expending a lot of energy. And I say a lot because I know it's impossible to not at all. A lot of energy on trying to do something for people who never asked for that service, that project, that opportunity. I'm the kind of person that sees things and say, "Oh, this would be great for so and so. This event would be great for so and these people. This opportunity would be great for so and so." Someone could just want to have dinner with me, and I find out they have a need or something they're struggling with, and I put an inordinate amount of time in trying to challenge and provide something. They didn't ask me to be their coach. They didn't ask me, to shepherd them through this. They didn't ask me to disciple them. And then here's the kicker: if they're not appreciative, if they're not grateful, if they're not compliant, if you will, with the ideas or the investment of money, because sometimes I'll like, let me buy this for this person, let me buy this opportunity, let me give this to them. And if they don't seem interested, or they do it but they don't even really respect or find themselves in any type of gratitude, at least to recognize that you invested in them, then I get upset. Ooh, I get so upset. And I realize it's because I have so many unmet goals and personal objectives for myself that when I spend money and time on someone else and they're not grateful or don't take advantage, then I'm like, I just robbed myself. I just basically flushed down the toilet time and money on someone who could care less. But I have to be honest with myself. Did they ask for that? Ooh, did they ask for you to give them a makeover? Did they ask for you to throw this event? Did they ask you? And then if the answer is no, they didn't, then realistically, I need to like back up for a second, be like, you know what? They didn't ask for it, so let me not even get mad. I did it because I wanted to do it. But this year, because I'm gonna see myself more like God sees me, and I'm gonna be a better friend to myself, then that's going to almost completely change my time management. Because if it's going to take more time and money and investment than I can provide myself, then I'm going to rethink it and most likely abandon it. The only people who may have an exception are my parents, but they don't even ask. They don't even demand of me often the things that I feel in my heart sometimes pull to do. And I realize that if I'm honest, sometimes those things I'm doing either maybe coming out of guilt or feeling sorry for someone, or or in hopes of winning friendship or getting closer in a family member. And I'm like, what is that about? And there's still a little part of me as a child who sort of wanted to buy friends. I was the kid who would, bring like bags of candy on a field trip to coerce someone to choose me as a partner to walk around the park with, or to sit with me on the bus. And I would give out candy. And there's a part of me as an adult that still thinks about giving out candy to ingratiate someone to me. So I got to be honest about that and not just think, oh, people just, they're ungrateful. Well, they didn't ask you for all that. You did that. You opened up your purse and you did that. And on top of that, even when people want you to do something, if it doesn't fit with my flow, I'm not going to this year. My goal is not to adjust so much for the benefit of others, particularly when the truth of it is I ain't got it like that. I don't have the money like that. I don't have the time like that. I don't have the attention like that. And I'm pulling not from reserves, but from margins that gives me like very little room. And I mean, I'm laughing because I'm like giving money to people so that they're not late on their bill and I'm late on mine. I have a goal: getting financially free. I'm excited. My credit score went up like an incredible amount in the last year. And I'm just like, you know what? even if I have a little bit more than I used to, I still have more responsibility, more goals. And so I'm going to invest in that. And when I tell you, with the YouTube challenge, I did YouTube challenge subscription, um, YouTube subscription challenge, and I wasn't able to break 300. I was barely able to break 100. I was like, you know what? People are concerned about what's going on in their life. And so I need to get concerned about what's going on in mine. And just like I can't get upset if someone didn't ask me to do something and I spent time and money to do it because I felt like it would benefit them, I'm not also going to get mad that there are people who just didn't feel like supporting the me in that way, because I know that there are thousands of people out there, even millions, who once they get a whiff of the hopeMORE Innovations Media content, they will love it. And it's okay that I wasn't able to wrangle people around to do that for me, because you know what? If it's a vision of God, there'll be provision. So I'm not even mad about that. But like I said in one of my old in one of my old shows, I note the people who support me, especially when the request is for free. And I'm going to start thinking more in those terms when people call me for like, oh, let me just, talk to you a little bit. I got a little question about legal, little. I'm like, well, I had a little YouTube subscription challenge, and I noticed you didn't bother trying to support it. So, hey, you call my office 9 to 5 and you pay this retainer. Like, it's all good. It's all business. It's all gravy. I don't sound angry, do I? Do I sound a little heated? I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna get mad that other people respect their time and their choices in a way that I haven't been respecting mine. So, am I seeing you, operative God, seeing me? I'm also believing God that I will have a greater sense of value. That, like, don't get me wrong, I have a pretty healthy self-esteem, but there are parts of me that is afraid to shine too much. I am definitely the person who often gets "you're extra," but it's like, why would I want to avoid being extra? Everybody wants extra, extra point, extra sauce, extra ice. So extra is a nice thing. And so I want to be able to move without apology. And sometimes when I'm in certain groups or with certain people, I feel apologetic. And that causes like this really inordinate sense of responsibility for people who didn't ask me to take it, or otherwise I don't have. If I don't know you and you're not my close family, even my parents don't ask me to do legal stuff for free. But because I get a call from someone that was in my denomination, or who knows someone who knows someone, and they really have a burden, sometimes I'm like, so like, oh gosh. But the truth of it is, and this is all maybe for all of my entrepreneurs, when you take away time from paying clients to do stuff for free, understand you are basically paying that person to do something for free, because you're denying yourself the opportunity of making income somewhere else. Now, some of y'all never do anything unless you're getting paid. Maybe you're the opposite. This year is a year of charity and Thanksgiving, but this year I got some goals, and I was praying like, God, help me here, help me here, help me here. And he's like, you have it. You just don't charge for it, or you just, you squander it, or you feel guilty about asking for it. And I think in me seeing God see me, we're going to work on that. So, happy new year, happy new focus. Now, listen, I want to, I said I'll do a prelude of an announcement. We, as I said, at hopeMORE are retooling for 2023. And I just wanted to show you something that, in that retooling, I will be working on a new opportunity for hopeMORE, and officially I can't say much more, but I thought I would give a quick little I'll show you something real quick as a hint. As a hint. This is the Daily Gospel Network. So I'm not going to say much more other than God is doing something new, and you'll be hearing the announcement pretty soon. I'm very excited about what God is doing. But just know that even as God has been like, you know what? And this is again free for anyone who's an entrepreneur. Sometimes we pull on our family and we pull on our friend list and we pull on our warm connects, to try to get numbers of support behind what we're doing. Let's give people a break. Like, it's not personal, and it's not even that they wouldn't support, but people got their own stuff going on. And sometimes that familiarity makes you more dependent on them and makes them more dependent on you. So I say all that to say, I'm looking forward to in 2023, to take the value of hopeMORE and take it to the world. And I will still ask my warm family, friends, and contacts to support, but I'm not going to be dependent on it, and I'm not going to take it personally. But when you do support, I do take it personally. I see you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So, with that quick little hint, just know that we are going to be looking at some other ways to get out into the world, versus my limited friend group on Facebook or YouTube channel. So, I said all that to say, what theme do you have for your year? I would love for you to put it below, even if it's on the replay. I would love to hear what your theme is. Some people maybe Jubilee 2003. You don't have to make themes rhyme, but I'm a sucker for alliteration, so mine's gonna rhyme. But for some of you, it may be rest. For some of you, it may be push. It could be one word, it could be a whole phrase. But Happy New Year. What is your theme? Post it down below. Well, this is hopeMORE, and actually, that's one of my new changes. I'm hopeMORE, and my hopeMORE family are hopefuls. So I'm going to say to all my hopefuls, this is hopeMORE signing off. Happy New Year. Woo, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. I'ma see you seeing me. 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 It don't want to go. I'ma see you seeing me. Bye bye.